Now on News 4, move over or pay up. The move today to protect police and first responders on the highway.
A lot of people in the community do not realize what we do as court reporters.
Many don't even know they're there, but now there's a new push to boost a vital role in the court system.
Check your credit card statement, the massive data breach that could impact up to 100 million people.
Live from the KMOV Broadcast Center in downtown St. Louis. This is News 4, watching out for you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Tuesday morning. I'm Corey Stark.
And I'm Marissa Hollowed. Here are some of the stories that broke while you were sleeping. Police found a woman shot multiple times in a parking lot on Rutger Lane near Park and 14th. When News 4 arrived, we saw police looking into a vehicle, but no word on how it may be connected to the shooting at this point. This deadly shooting marks the 114th homicide this year. 2019 is currently on the way to becoming one of the deadliest years in St. Louis in more than 20 years. So in 2017, there were 114 homicides through July, and 2017 ended with the most homicides in St. Louis since 1994.
Overnight, police tell us a woman intentionally hit a man with a car in downtown St. Louis. This happened shortly before midnight at 4th and Poplar. We have learned the man's leg was seriously hurt. This morning, we'll check in with police to see if they arrested the woman driving that car. The man charged with rape and murder of Angie Hausman is expected in court today. Earl Cox will be in the courtroom for a hearing. Right now, he is behind bars in St. Charles County. Cox is accused of kidnapping and torturing 9-year-old Hausman back in 1993. He was charged with the crime in June, but was in North Carolina at the time.
A South City man says his mother used this freezer, and just a few days ago, he made a gruesome discovery inside. The man told News 4 he found a baby inside of a box in there. And this week, investigators are doing an autopsy on the child's remains. Police say the death is considered suspicious at this point. News 4 spoke to Adam Smith, the son of the woman who owned the apartment before she died. He says the box has been inside the freezer for the last 2 decades.
Like, who does this? Who absolutely keeps their own child in a box for this long and never talk about it?
Smith says when his mother was alive, she never wanted to talk about what was inside of the box. Smith told News 4 he's looking for a new place to live. According to him, his landlord evicted him because of the situation.
Such a disturbing story. While the floodwaters have receded, people in Missouri and Illinois are still dealing with the aftermath of this year's historic flooding.
That's right. A FEMA disaster recovery center in St. Charles will be opening in just a few hours. And News 4's Alyssa Toomey joins us live in St. Charles with more on what kind of help people can get from here. Hi, Alyssa.
Yeah, well, hey, good morning, Corey and Marissa. Right now, I am inside Frontier Park, and you may remember when I was here right up before Memorial Day weekend, that is, I wasn't even able to get inside the park because the floodwaters were so high. Live here in St. Charles at Frontier Park, Alyssa Toomey, News 4.
Thank you, Alyssa. In all, more than half of Missouri's counties have federal help on the way because of natural disasters. And this week, Governor Mike Parson announced FEMA-approved public assistance for 68 counties. This includes Cole County, where a powerful tornado devastated Jefferson City. The assistance applies to places where storms and flooding affected them between April 29th and July 5th. Preliminary assessments estimate the cost of fixing the damages to be $49 million.
It is 5:04 on your Tuesday, 72 degrees to start our day, Kent, and it's a little bit humid out there. I kind of noticed that as I walked out the door.
You know what I noticed? This week has just flown by.
A lot of people heading into downtown, and if you take the Poplar Street Bridge, keep in mind that ongoing construction in the eastbound direction is done, which we love. The BJC Skycam network showing us that view. As we look out at the big map, no problems out there at all. If you take 70, this is what it looks like at Highway K in the O'Fallon area. This is that eastbound traffic, looks good. And staying on 70, there is a little bit of road work that's going to happen right here, 70 at Florissant. Later today, I will get into that in 10 minutes. This traffic update brought to you by our friends at Miller Furniture.
Laura, thank you. If you don't move over for police while driving in Illinois, you will now face a fine between $250 and $10,000. Governor J.B. Pritzker will sign legislation today to strengthen Scott's law. The law protects law enforcement, first responders, and road workers. So far in 2019, at least 15 Illinois state troopers have been hit by cars. 2 have died. That includes an incident in Collinsville back in March. A semi hit and hurt a trooper who was investigating an incident there. After signing Scott's Law in Rockford, Governor Pritzker will travel to the Fairmont Racetrack in Collinsville for a tour. Other stops in the Metro East include SIU Edwardsville and Alton Works. Alton Works is a development company with a vision for the revitalization of downtown Alton. There's a ribbon cutting there at 4:30 for Alton Works. The organization's goal is to make the city the healthiest and happiest city on the Mississippi River. Alton leaders say they'll focus on projects to improve public infrastructure and workforce development.
Today in Jefferson County, police are looking for the thieves who stole 6 figures worth of stuff from the city's Public Works building. The 2 trucks, those were among items stolen in Pevely. Both have City of Pevely etched on the side. Thieves also took tools and equipment. The theft totals about $100,000. Police are speaking with neighbors and nearby businesses to try to solve this crime.
Weeds, overgrown grass, and poorly maintained graves in St. Charles County. Well, now the city of Wentzville is cracking down on cemeteries who fail to maintain the graves of loved ones. The city of Wentzville just passed an ordinance which would allow code enforcement to crack down on cemeteries, forcing them to keep them maintained, or they could be charged. Gloria L. visits her parents and her husband at the Eternal Peace Cemetery every month. She brings a weed whacker because often their graves are covered in weeds or grass clippings.
When they do trimming that, all the crap put on, left on their graves. I mean, it's just really difficult. I mean, my father fought for this country. My husband was the fire chief here in Wentzville. These were people who cared about their community.
The owner of the Eternal Peace Cemetery says he is aware of the concerns. He told News 4 he will send crews out this week to mow and weed. The Blues won the Stanley Cup, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
That happened? Remember that happened? Oh, yeah. Well, today the Blues fans can get their hands on the official Stanley Cup film.
So you can remember it all over again. Well, DVD and Blu-ray copies go on sale to the public today. The film has interviews with key players who helped bring the trophy home.
I had someone ask me, when did you know that you guys couldn't win? 20 seconds left. That's when I knew.
The players on the bench are bouncing. History will be made tonight in Boston. 15 seconds to go.
My heart rate's at 200. I'm like punch guys beside me like, oh my gosh, like we're gonna do this.
Well, to relive the excitement of the Stanley Cup, you can buy the movie online at shop.nhl.com. And hey, speaking of the Blues Ice Complex now has an opening day set.
And there's going to be a big party to celebrate. It will happen on Saturday, September 7th from 10 in the morning until 11:30 at night. That's a long party. It will showcase local hockey, music, giveaways, and include free public skating sessions. The first 3,000 to the Centene Community Ice Center will get scratch-off tickets for prizes.
How you doing? Friends is making a comeback in a new interactive experience. I kind of did more of a Wendy Williams.
I was going to say, was that your Joey?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Not a good Joey.
Oh, all right. Well, in other news, your personal information could be in the wrong hands this morning. The assistance Capital One is offering after a huge data breach.
And caught on camera in Texas, a customer tries to stop robbers in their tracks while they get creative in trying to steal an ATM.